Yes! But brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whenever you are. We are here back, New York Talk, the Rotheham United podcast, back in our usual surroundings. Unfortunately, not recording at New York Stadium again, which hurts a little, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. We can guarantee sound quality this time. I think we can guarantee sound quality. I shouldn't guarantee anything, should I, Mick, to be honest with you?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Particularly Danny and his sound escapades in past.
Don't blame my microphone.
We're saying Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin.
Hello.
Hello. And as Danny's here. Hello, Danny.
Hello.
So as we do on these episodes, we're going to start by mentioning our newest sponsor, Athletic Green, who have joined aboard and helping to support the podcast. I wanted to talk this time a bit, Danny, about the flavours of Athletic Green, because if you don't just do it with water, it's okay, but you found some different ways of making Athletic Green taste a bit nicer.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried it with lemonade. I've tried it with apple juice. I've tried it with a mix of apple juice and I think it was elderflower, And those last two are really, really nice. It adds that little fruity kick to it. It gets that little bit of natural sugar in your system that you get from fruit. And yeah, it makes it really, really nice. It really gives you that kick to get going in the morning. Plus all the natural stuff you get from Athletic Green as well. All those vitamins and nutrients and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And it supports better sleep quality and recovery and supports mental clarity and alertness, which is key in life in general. So if you want to have a go with Athletic Greens, make it easy. Athletic Greens giving 1 year a free supply of the immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/Rotherham and you take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So, Ben, let's talk about Rotheham United. Go on, what are you going to say?
No, I thought you were going to say, and Ben highly recommends it, but anyway.
We didn't nail it.
What you were going to do.
We'll try again. We'll do it next week. Next week. We've got Essex Formula with us, Harvey Kelwick and Paul Brook with us so far. Thank you for joining us, everybody. So let's talk about Rotheham United. As I mentioned, the first pre-season friendly happened on Friday evening. We also made a signing as well, which happened after we finished recording on Thursday. So, Danny, where would you like to start with that?
I'd like to start with it was a very enjoyable game, to be honest. I actually thought Parkgate played really, really well. They gave us a really good game. We've actually won our first pre-season friendly, unlike some people, which is great to see. A very enjoyable day. It gave us a chance to see our new signings and how they have gelled together with the squad. I thought Connor Washington was really good. I thought Kyoso looked really dangerous. But my main compliment has to be for Talaji Bowler. He looked amazing down that left-hand side. He seemed to have bulked up quite a bit over the summer. And, real danger down that left-hand side now.
Yeah, they absolutely did, Mick. Let's pick out some of those. It's friendlies and it's against Parkgate. Let's talk about the overall performance, Mick, because when it came back to 2-2, I'm almost disappointed we went on to win because I was really, really looking forward to that good old-fashioned Rotheham United Twitter meltdown, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
First of all, does anything that came out... We'll talk about some individual performances because I think that matters because they're individual people. But does anything else... Can you take anything from a team perspective? Can you take anything out of that Parkgate game? I
don't think so, no. I don't think you can really realistically take anything out of very many pre-season friendlies, but certainly the first one after they've been back in training for a week, I think you can take next to nothing out of it. Like Danny said there, you can have a look at some of the newer players and see what potentially they might have to offer. But everybody is not a yard off pace. They're sort of 10 yards off the pace, aren't they? You know? Yeah. So no, I don't think you can take anything out of it, to be honest with you. It's just nice to be back at football, isn't it? I think that's about it. That's the takeaway for me. it's a sign that the season's on its way, and it's going to be on us imminently. So, other than that, now don't take anything, frankly.
Fair enough. Ben, do you take an alternative opinion?
No, because no. I thought no. I just want to give obviously a few signings played. McCart played. I thought the jump was spectacular. You know, the jump where it went up and missed the ball and then they scored. The jump was really good. I thought it was really good athleticism there. That was a good jump by him. So he looks promising, to be fair.
I don't know if for any reason the players are settled in Croatia and settled down to watch the Brown.
I'm joking.
Apologies. I'm sure they haven't, but
I'm joking. It is Parkgate. I don't see the point in the friendly. I know it brings a lot of attention to Parkgate and stuff like that, but I'd just play kids if I were Warren, because it's kind of a pointless game, to be fair. But all friendlies are, in my opinion.
Okay. It's about getting minutes under the belt. It's about playing.
Yeah, but if you're not going to try, then this is not.
But they are trying.
Let's just not. You know what I mean? If we're not going to try and win, let's just not play the game at all.
We did win.
Play a practice game. 4-2. Conceded 2. Get 9th tier.
Whatever. All it is it's a glorified practice game. That's literally all it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a training game that allows Parkgate to get some money in bank. That's it.
You practice how you play, but whatever.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm joking. You can't take anything from it performance-wise. Just good day out for Rotherham fans, and good to see. I mean, Parkgate scoring 2. It's good for them, isn't it? They'll be very pleased.
Yeah, a great moment for the guys. I haven't got the name of the guys who scored, to be honest with you. We maybe should have done. I'll see if we can find that as recording, but it must be a great moment for those guys. Danny. I mean, they're playing against yes, it's our first pre-season and all this other stuff, but what a great moment to score against a championship outfit as a ninth tier player.
Yeah, 100%. And I think Parkgate goals were quite good. I mean, there's a little mistake from the goalkeeper in there. But it was Josh Chapman, our reserve keeper, if you like, so there's no worries from us. He's still in his development stage. But yeah, I mean, to score against a league club when you're at Parkgate's level must be a very special moment. And I say biggest respect to them. You know, they've actually gone out and given us a game. They've not gone in with the mindset of, you know, it's the team in the championship. They're going to walk us over easily. They've actually gone in and given us a game and really set the ball rolling for us, really, which I think we can only improve on.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at who we've got comments with. We'll talk about the third kit later on. We will come on to that. Sean Canales loves the Mexican vibes coming from you, Danny, tonight with your Mexican hat sombrero.
I mean, I thought that with New York Stadium going into its 10th year, you know, Steve Evans with the sombrero hat, you know, that sort of.
Yeah. Brian Allett does not agree with you, Ben. William McGarry points out, as we mentioned, Parkgate. Can we appreciate the performance from Parkgate? A big upgrade from previous matches and looked like a very good side. Yeah, they were very physical and strong, Mick, and I suppose it's obviously a very fine line. You don't want to come out with any injuries, but I don't think they did. I don't think they were anywhere near crossing that line. I thought they were big, strong, and physical to give us not just a walk in the park. It gave us a bit of a test, and that's good. You need tests. You can't just win 9-0 every week.
No, absolutely. And I don't know a great deal about Parkgate, and perhaps I should do. I should probably know more. But I think they're going to have a good season based on one pre-season friendly. You can't say that, but they were very, very capable side, a very capable side. So yeah, all kudos to them, and it's nice for them to get some money in bank into for to keep them going throughout the season. So yeah, excellent.
Yeah. Ian Bradley's with us. Ian Bradley's going around just to shout out Ian. He's going to Hibs against Clyde in the Scottish League Cup next weekend to see Joe Newell. So give Joe Newell a wave from us because I do like Joe Newell, to be fair. Individual performances, Ben asked, there's not much we can take from many of them, but let's talk about the ones we think we can. Which neither keeper had much to do. Let's talk about Bowler. But Danny mentioned Bowler, Ben. Go on, what's your face for? Go on.
No, I'm just saying, no keeper. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say.
Okay.
You just said neither keeper had not to do, but all right. That's not strictly true, is it? One of them had a ball to dive on, which he didn't. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not. Come on.
I've got completely lost in what we're going to ask, to be honest with
Bowler, Ben.
Bowler. AJK says Bowler is going to be a starter next season. He looks a different prospect, Ben. Again, it's only Parkgate. I have to keep saying that. But it was much more aggressive. He looked stronger. I don't think he put the ball in much. But we've seen him do that before. We already know he can do that sort of thing. So hopefully we can see a bit more of Bowler, because left wing back's a lower numbers area at the minute.
Yeah, I see what people are saying, but I have a feel about him that he's not a very good. He's an amazing athlete. He's an amazing athlete. He's built like, obviously everyone knows how he's built. He looks quick. He just looks athletic. I don't think he's a very good footballer. I might be wrong. He doesn't look like he. You know what? I don't have to explain it, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, who am I? I
Do we need
play football myself, but.
Is there any players you do like? Let's just do the opposite way.
I love Rathbone.
Okay.
Rathbone. And Victor, obviously.
Okay. John Morrell says, "Can we have a flag for Ben Rand?" And Powerman UK says the same as well. Yeah. Yeah. Mick, I know you're a big Bowler fan. What did you think on Friday?
I thought he played really well. I'm really impressed with the way, as Ben alluded to there, he seems to have bulked up quite a lot of it summer, and he looks a proper full-on unit now, doesn't he? So we know what a ball, how good he is at getting that ball in the box, you know. So he's a good prospect. We said when he signed at the beginning of last season, he wasn't one for last season, and possibly not even one for this season, but one for the future. Maybe he's going to get a place this season. Maybe he's going to get a run. We'll have to wait and see early doors, but I do like him. I've liked him since we got him. I think he's going to do well for us.
Yeah, Lee McGuire says both played really well against QPR in the FA Cup last year. Was unlucky not to get in the league side, but Miller probably just edged it. Definitely promising year. Then obviously Tutu came in as well and sort of killed his chances of playing. Really. Yeah, I was just it's a very nice to see some people follow us. So Simon Thorne on Friday, who asked us to do a little thing for his personal vlog that he does. We saw Grace, who has done the pictures. If you watch on YouTube, you'll see the picture behind Mick of Victor. She's done us all a lovely picture, and she gave one to Dan Barlasser and his son, which was very, very beautiful. And she's doing some more. She's going to raise some money for the Rotheham Hospice. So yeah, S6 Miller on Twitter. So if you want to go and have a look. They are amazing. They are really, really good. And I'm dead chuffed with the one that I've got. So thank you very much for that, Grace. Did I miss anybody out, Danny? Did we see anybody else that we need to that said hello to?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Probably. Yeah, probably missed somebody. But anyway, it was nice to see people. I think that's what almost these games are about, and particularly the Parkgate one. It's just about getting back into swing and seeing people you see, meeting new people that you don't often see. It's pre-season is almost as important for fans as it is for players to almost enjoy being a football again.
Yeah, 100%. The vibe was definitely different at Parkgate than it was to Gillingham.
Yeah.
But George Kelly scored in both games. I think that's 2 goals in 55 minutes for him. So fair play to him. But yeah, it was just a nice vibe at Parkgate. A few of us went on the pitch at full time. I'm going to have to tell the mates at work about that one. I'm sorry, lads. But yeah, it was just a nice vibe. We tried something new with a post-match thing as well. Got absolutely mobbed by people celebrating in the background. But yeah, it's a nice day out, really. And it makes it even better that we actually won.
Yeah, it does. We talked about left wing back, Mick. Let's talk about a right wing back, Peter Curso. The first time I've seen him in a Rotheham shirt. Very positive. Do you want to talk about his runs on the right-hand side or how dominant it was in the opposition's penalty box? Because both goals came from him winning the first header.
Yeah, where do you want to start? He looks a real prospect, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does look a prospect and a half. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, how that translates into league form. But he's certainly got pace. He can certainly put a ball in box. He can certainly win a ball in the box. I'm trying to find anything really that was negative about his performance, and I can't, to be honest. He looks a very, very solid player. Once this team have got hold of him and worked him a little bit harder, I'm sure he's going to be even better. So, hell of a prospect, hell of a signing, in my view. When we thought it before we'd seen him play, but having now seen him for 45 minutes, I accept. That potential certainly looks like it's there, without a doubt.
Yeah. AJ says, AJ KIOC says, Kyoto looks like a championship player, very fast, and can put a ball in. Yeah, is he something that stood out for you as well, Ben?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, winning balls in box and that is. I think we scored 2 goals off him winning headers, if I'm not wrong. So, which it's a weird strength to have as a fullback.
As a right wing back. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he can put balls into himself. But yeah, it was good. I want to see that Bramall as well. Because if we're having them two, aren't we? I think they look like they could cause problems.
Yeah, they very much do so. Remember the goals, Danny? So we had Kelly scored the first one. I'm missing the second goal scorer.
No, Bowler scored the first one, I think.
There you go. That's why I've got it wrong. Kelly, Bowler, Ayers, and Washington with the fourth. Let's talk about the third goal, Danny. Ayers with his first goal in senior football. It's only friendly, but it was a really, really good header. And you could see how much it meant to him. It was only friendly, but he celebrated as if it meant something.
Yeah. I think he's only 16, I think.
He doesn't look it. He's massive.
Wow. Yeah, he's massive. But he's only 16, first year as a senior pro, I think. And what an header! He just sort of caught it just as he's going down for diving header, and it's just sort of pinged off his head, and giving the keeper no chance. And yeah, what a fantastic header! Hopefully, that is just the start of his career. Hopefully, he turns into a player who has a similar sort of route into the first team as Ben Wiles, where he sort of breaks out and becomes a mainstay. And that's all I can say. All the best to him. Because if he can do that at 16 years old, I certainly couldn't do that at 16 years old. All the best to him. Yeah, all the best to him.
Yeah, because of lack of numbers, mate, we'll talk about who didn't play in a minute, but we got to see a few youth players. Curtis Rose and Mackenzie Warren play in the middle, and Kim Ragukin started in the first half as a second striker, and then moved to right wing back, which is a strange movement. But he did. All three did okay. Mackenzie Warren taking after his dad and giving away silly fouls every so often. I actually quite enjoyed. But yeah, it's just good to see those players. Those three played almost an hour, I think. So they're clearly the three sort of senior youth players. That sort of makes sense. Yeah.
I thought I'll be honest. It might be controversial, and I'll sort of I'll take me rollicking for this if ever I get to if ever I meet Warney. But I thought young Warren Junior looked a little bit out of his depth, if I'm honest. I mean, he's a young kid, so I'll absolutely, it's not a criticism, but he's clearly not yet ready for first team football. It's a big step up. But he lingered on the ball too long and played quite a few misplaced passes. But it's a difficult position to play in that centre midfield, particularly against a team at that level who are never ever going to give you any time on the ball. So they obviously see enough in him to offer him a contract, and I think we can all be safe in the knowledge that this is not about nepotism. This is not about it being manager's son, so he gets a contract. I don't think that's the case at all. There's obviously something there, but if I'm honest, I didn't see it the other night. But like I said, he's a young kid, out of his depth potentially at this stage, mentally, not necessarily. From ability. The other two lads, I think, have played at this sort of level more than he has.
Well, Guckins had internationals for under-21s, which is almost men's football, isn't it?
Absolutely. So therefore, they did appear to me to be on a level above him at the moment. and they were excellent. Really good.
I thought I were impressed with McGuckin, particularly first half when he were sort of in an attacking role. I think him and Kelly got in each other's way a bit, done it a little bit, but that's to be expected. Kelly's learning the English game, learning how we play. A young kid going through, but they were both still fairly impressive.
Yeah, we were. I think Kelly's just trying to make an impact with us now. I think with the pre-season under his belt, he will probably make an impact with us. He's already done that with the goal. But with McGuckin, he's obviously trying to step up into the more senior game, if you like. So I believe he's only 19, I think.
So,
19.
I'll double check that for you.
And, you know, he's already been called up to the Northern Ireland squad, their under-19, under-21 squad. So there's something there that they see in McGuckin. But like you say, I did think he got in Kelly's way a little bit. Maybe it's because they're two quite similar strikers playing in different positions and they're trying to occupy the same position. But yeah, again, McGuckin was one who put himself about, got in good positions. He didn't quite get the goal that Kelly got, but still put in a really strong account of himself. And again, fair play to him.
Yeah, he is only 18. Only 18 just in December, just gone 18 and a half. And as already mentioned, he's stepping up to the under-21s. For Northern, I know that maybe not known for their strength in depth, but still, I think that's impressive. Anything else we want to talk about on the game, Mick? Or Ben, I'll come to you for this one because I didn't come to you last time. Washington. Liam McGarry said he thought Washington's goal was very impressive. A great build-up, very clinical. Only a friendly, but sure didn't get some spaces and finish. His movement, I was impressed with.
It was that a strength of his that we thought, like when he first came, was that a strength of his
work rate was what we were basically
work rate. Yeah, his movement was good. Obviously, it was good finish, good move. It was simple tiki taka 1-2, if I remember right.
We're Rathbone, I think.
Yeah, it was Barcelona-esque in 2015. Well, it was, wasn't it? A 1-2 finish.
Yeah, it was.
It was a 1-2.
I mean, what you used to see.
We can't just say, "Oh, he's doing a 1-2." It's Barcelona.
I know, but he's literally stride for stride what you used to see with Messi and Suarez. But whatever. It was a good goal. Good finish. Good goal. I was quite impressed with.
I do wonder how many times that kind of Washington and Ollie Rathbone have been compared to Messi and Suarez.
You never know. Well,
I mean, I do hope they're watching this podcast because I think they'll have this clip saved on their phone now.
Yeah, I hope some people aren't watching this podcast, but I hope they are because they'll love that.
He looks really good, Connor Washington. His movement were excellent across that line. He was running that line, and we've not seen that from a striker at our place for some time now because obviously we've had Smithy, who's a different kind of striker, and Freddie, who don't tend to run anywhere anyway. He looks promising. Looks really, really promising. And I know people have said that supporters of other clubs have said he kind of struggles with a bando with a shovel. Well, I'm sure that they will work on that, and that didn't look like the case on Friday night. But his movement is excellent. Really, really good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was. Yes, it's almost. Should we compare Messi and Suarez to Ollie and Washington? I like it. I like it a lot. Jake Hull, Danny. Let's give a shout out to Jake Hull. It looks like he might not be. But he looks like the tallest person I've ever seen wear a Rotheham United shirt. I don't know what it is, but he looks massive. He played in that second half where the defence had a few problems, but he's been given them a 25 shirt. He's gone to Croatia with the squad. He's been interviewed for the website. There were sort of signs that if he's not involved with the first team squad, he won't be far off, will he?
No, I don't think so. And he's got that little bit of EFL experience under his belt with Hartlepool now. Excuse me. And I thought he sort of put in a little bit of a Woody performance, not like Woody as the complete package, but like he started commanding the defence a little bit because he played in the middle of the back three, and he started commanding it a little bit more. You know, he kept telling Harding to push out wider and then bringing him back in at times. Obviously, there is a little bit of that greenhorn aspect to him being a centre half. But he's got the foundations of being a really solid centre half, almost Woody-esque, but at least 2 feet taller. And it's great to see from a lad of his age. He's already communicating to that level that almost a captain should do in that back three. But I'm like I say, I'm impressed with how tall he is. He's one of them people where everybody will look up to him, not just in how he commands that back three, but also his height. He's almost a bit of a Sykes character that we had at Accrington, but he's like still in the development phase with us. But I am excited to see where Jake Hull progresses to, because it can only improve from where he is now. And he's already at an EFL level, as proved with Hartlepool, but with a championship squad like ours, it'll just keep improving and improving with him.
Yeah, he is 6 foot, just over 6'5", according to Transfer Market.
He's younger than me. Good grief.
Yeah, he's only 20, and he's to be sort of dealt with in the first team. Then again, he might not play in the first team, but he's sort of been thought of clearly in that mould. It must be exciting for him. I can only imagine as a 20-year-old kid, he's localish from Sheffield. It must be really exciting to be involved in that.
Yeah, and obviously he's got not a lot of EFL experience, but that's got nothing to do with price of kippers. I think that's got nothing to do with price of kippers, has it? So, but nah, he's decent. He's decent. He looks decent. Yeah, he will be in and around the first team squad if he's gone to Croatia, because they won't take him. They wouldn't kind of waste money on a flight if he's going to be shipped out. So yeah, he will be involved in the first team squad, I think, and he looks good, looks decent, but needs to get defending sort of that. I'm joking.
He's on one tonight, isn't he? Jeez.
I'm not saying devil's advocate. I'm joking.
No, you're not. Russ Vernon says he spoke with Paul Warne after the game on Friday. It's nice to speak to him. Yeah, and had that nice vibe. We went on pitch afterwards. Like I said, we didn't particularly speak to any players, but it's just because that Parkgate game, and because it almost feels like the Gillingham game and the parade, we almost feel close to the players that you can just go on and do that and say hello to them and whatever. It feels quite nice at the minute.
Yeah, it does, and I kind of feel, I don't know when I feel sorry for players or not. I mean, Dan Barlaser and Chio and a few others were sort of accosted in the car park after, but they just seem really happy to stand and talk. I don't know whether they are or not, but they seem to be. They seem more than willing. There's none of this sort, I've got to go, mate, see you later. We do seem a lot closer to them as supporters to the club and to the players, which can only be a good thing, can't it?
Until they go to Wednesday.
Well, well, listen. We've got. The thing is, it's like, if you've got a car, eventually you have to scrap it. You have to get rid of it. You have to sell it on when it becomes no further use to you, or it's not good enough for your requirements. So you just move it on, don't you? And usually, you'll put it in paper or whatever. But often, what you can do is just send it to the scrapyard, and it would appear that's what Rotherham have decided to do now. Just way off their old scrap metal, turn to Sheffield 6, which seems fair to me.
Oh dear.
What
can I say?
Yeah. What can you say?
Not a lot, really. We brought in. We've played one friendly. We brought in a couple of replacements. Two of them have scored. Connor Washington and Georgie Kelly. Another replacements has been involved in 2 goals, and that were only in first game. Unfortunately for our neighbours, they managed to scrape a 0-0 draw down at Alfreton, which quite a good result for them after last season's pre-season. Got to be.
I mean, you have to remember, mate, they have lost 14-0 there once before.
Exactly. It's a way to get your season set up, innit?
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Anything else? Anything else from Parkgate?
Nothing from me.
No. The only thing I have to say is a shout out to Carly Butler for selling 50 raffle tickets for our charity game. So that's another £50 going to Rotheham Hospice. So fair play, Carly. Well done. I think she's in the lead in our little mini competition between her and Reece Kellogg in selling the most raffle tickets. So Reece, come on, time's running out, lad. You need to catch up.
Yeah, I remember that is 2 weeks yesterday, 2 weeks on Saturday just gone. That is Flash Lane at Bramley. We'll talk about that next week. Maybe the Thursday before we might do something for that, Danny. I don't know, but we'll talk about that after. I think that's probably best. The players that didn't play, let's go, because there was a significant number of players that didn't play from a senior perspective. So you've got Ben Wiles didn't play. Paul wanted it was something to his hand. He had surgery in his hand, which was stopping him from playing. Chio and JJ coming back late from international duty. Go on. Vickers. Now, Vickers is the interesting one to me because I assumed, Danny, he would be back by now because he had his surgery in April. And we were told it was going to be around a 3-month break before he was back ready. 3 months return. We're now at that stage, and he didn't play either of the halves. Now, it sounds interesting to me because that says he's not ready yet, and that's a bit of a blow for him. It's pre-season, and he might not be ready.
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting as well because I was picturing Victor in one half and Vickers in the other. But yeah, to see him line up on the sideline is quite interesting. Although, we don't really know what's gone off in training. He might have just nudged his finger the wrong way, that sort of thing. And yeah, I'm not quite sure with that one. But the important thing is he has travelled with the squad to Croatia, so it just goes to show it's not that serious. He's still going to be an active part of the big blitzing training that they do out there. So I think it was just a niggle and just a not risking him for the sake of just playing a friendly, probably. And we gave Josh Chapman some minutes as well. So you can't really complain at that. Like you say, Chio and KO international duty, I believe their first training session was the Thursday. So, not really that big of a window to get him involved. I think Tom Eves picked up a little injury in training, but again, not really worth risking him for the sake of a friendly. And then, like I said, with Ben Wiles, he's just had surgery on his hands. And again, if he falls over and lands on it funny, that could be another surgery for him with his hands. So again, not worth the risk. But the important thing is they've all travelled out to Croatia. They are all going to get run into the ground by Paul Wall's famous, absolutely crazy pre-season routine. Something that would make Ant Middleton from the SAS wince at the thought of running all those hills. Yeah, we've got no massive injuries with that. They're all out there taking part. So to use a famous phrase, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah. Let me throw a hypothetical out there, Ben. I know you don't like hypotheticals, so that's why I'm throwing it to you. Let's assume that Vickers has still a slight niggle and he misses. We've got Fleetwood on Monday, which we'll come into in a minute, and let's do the next friendly game. For me, it might be different with keepers and outfield play, but does that put him on back foot? Victor will have played 3 games by then. Does that put him on the back foot going into the start of the season? I know they're all a team and they've not necessarily rivals, but it sort of puts them on the back foot if that was to happen, wouldn't it, from a starting perspective?
100%. 100%. If one keeper, if you're a manager and you've had one keeper who's played 4 pre-season games and you've had a keeper who played none, just come back from injury, you're going to start first game of the season. For me, that's a no-brainer question. So yeah, but that's something Vickers has got to deal with, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I think that's just how football works and that's how sport works.
From our point of view, Mick, doesn't matter, does it? We're happy with either of them. I was just thinking from a Vickers point of view, really.
Yeah, I mean, from a team point of view, it doesn't matter because you've got Victor to start in front of them anyway, and then it's Victor's shirt to lose. So it gives Josh Vickers time to make sure that he's absolutely double right. But he's then got to win his place back, which is going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult. So we're very, very lucky, very, very lucky in the goalkeeping department, no question about it. For my money, we got the 2, and the figures bear this out. To be fair, the clean sheet figures, we got the 2 best goalkeepers in League One last season. For me, certainly in a combination, but probably certainly 2 of the best, in the top 10. So we've not got a lot to worry about in that department, I don't think.
Yeah, I completely agree. Russ Furness mentions that Fleetwood game is on Thursday, so we we may be able to talk about on Thursday's episode potentially. Depends on when it's played, doesn't it? We'll come on to that later. Maybe later on. I'll ask this again. I'll ask it again. Is anything else jogged in his mind for anything you want to talk about from the Parkgate game?
Them goalposts, they were exceptional.
I've got a picture with some chippings on one of them. So I don't want to criticise you too much, Danny.
Hey, I'm not in charge of the metal. I'm in charge of the paint. The paint was tremendous. That's all I'm saying.
They were all covered in paint. That's true. That is very, very true. Russ Venice is 6 p.m. on Thursday, Fleetwood. So we may be able to watch it and then go straight into the podcast. I don't know if they're going to stream it. I'm saying they're going to stream it. I hope they do. We'll see. It's in Croatia, so it's a bit away. So I don't know. We will.
It might be on some random field in Croatia, some grass field.
Well, that's what I mean. But the highlights from Parkgate, they put the highlights in at least from the Parkgate game. So
yeah, but this Croatia could be literally someone's back garden. I know Parkgate was, but you know what I mean. It could be a grass playing field.
I mean, they've gone to a proper centre.
I don't know. I've never been to Croatia.
They've not just flown to Croatia and just found the nearest field.
Well, I don't know. I've never been to Croatia. I don't know.
We play here for our football players. At least it's a little bit like St George's Park, but the Croatian version, you know.
Fair enough.
No
wrong with playing on a grass field.
Pre-season friendly, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
They don't just pull up on a grass verge somewhere and then put coats down. Who knows?
What wrong with that?
We'll keep a close eye on it. If it's something, we'll shout it out if it is. Another question we have is from Shellstone and Damien Dunkley. Do we know what happened with the Motor Truth podcast? Yeah, that was meant to be released last Monday, the 27th. It then got delayed. The BBC didn't tell anybody it was being delayed, but they chose to delay it for a number of reasons. I'm expecting it out tomorrow or the 4th. I don't know if any of you guys have got any other information. I've just Googled it while we're talking. I can't find any information about a release date. Danny, you're the one to go to this. Have you got anything on it?
Nah, I've got nothing on this one. For me, it's weird that the BBC haven't announced anything with it. Sorry for the delay or something. Yeah. Something must have come up with either a copyright thing, or the clubs weren't happy with something that was said, or with the editing or something and they wanted it changed, or I don't know. But hopefully it is released tomorrow so we can all have a good listen and review it properly. So I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest. Really am.
I'd heard that one of the reasons why it's not, I can't do it with a straight face. One of the reasons it's not come out is because Carl Robinson comes out of it looking really well. I think they needed to edit it just not to disappoint anybody. Who knows? Could be.
Okay. I thought we were into the Wednesday joke about coming at last minute and throwing a few £1,000s at BBC or something.
Yeah. I missed that one. I'm disappointed with that. Rewind.
We'll go on to the third kit in a minute because that definitely needs talking about. But confirmation that Cohen Bramall has officially signed. If you listen to the last episode, you could very well have listened to the episode and Cohen Bramall would have signed because he signed fairly early on Friday. But it's done deal over the line, Ben. We talked about it on Thursday. It's quite exciting. He sort of ticks a lot of boxes. I know he's not the finished article and maybe he's got questions over his defensive work at a higher level. But from an attacking point of view, it's exciting. He's got the pace. We've seen him put crosses in. He's got a left foot, so it covers that box. It looks exciting.
Yeah, it does look like a good signing. Obviously, we haven't really had a left-sided player last season, a permanent left-sided player last season. I don't know how old he is. I know he's not stupid old.
25, I think.
24? Yeah, 25. So if he's any good, that's your left-sided sorted out for 4 years, 5 years.
26.
Hopefully.
26.
But yeah, that's your left-sided sorted out for 4 or 5 years, hopefully, if he's any good. But yeah, he looks like a good player. It's hard to tell, really, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard to tell.
It is. Danny, I wasn't aware of his sort of background. He came from non-league. I knew he was at Arsenal, so I assumed he went through Arsenal's academy. That's not the case. He played for 4 or 5 different youth non-league teams before being picked up by Arsenal in 2017. Now we're only 5 years ago. So in his early 20s, he was picked up by Arsenal, which is very, very late. But to get picked up by that, you've clearly got something about you.
I believe it was picked up by Arsene Wenger as well. Whilst he was at Arsenal, which again says something. One of the interesting things he said in his interview was that he was on trial at Sheffield Wednesday when he was picked up by Arsene Wenger. So it's another one that Wednesday have let go and we've signed, and they look a really potential good player, which is quite funny. But yeah, his route through non-league does seem like a very Paul Warne-esque sort of player. You know, he sort of builds himself up in non-league and then gets his chance with the professionals and then just kicks on from there. And yeah, he seems like another very hot prospect. I think he was very good with Lincoln during his time there. I believe he had a spell at Northampton as well.
Colchester,
sorry. Yeah, Colchester. Again, another place that he did very well with. And yeah, I think he will be a very, very hot prospect down that left-hand side now. He does have a little bit of competing to do with Tlajibola after what we've seen in pre-season and with Shane Ferguson as well. So it'll be a very hotly contested left side. Interesting that he's been given the number 3 and him being more of a wing-back rather than an out-and-out left-back. But, you know, someone's got to take that number. And I honestly thought it was Ferguson, but he obviously likes the number 17. So that's the one prediction I got with my squad numbers that was wrong, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, like I said, Arsene Wenger's obviously seen something in him, and hopefully he shows that talent with us, which I think he might do.
Yeah, I mean, Arsene Wenger don't get everything right. It's important to bear that in mind. Look at his stupid World Cup every 2-year idea. So he's not perfect, Arsene Wenger.
What is promising is that Wednesday didn't sign him because they've obviously not very good at judging youth talent, Jamie Vardy. So
Eric Cantona, famously.
Yeah. So, you know, them dropping him is not them not signing him. I don't think is too big of a worry.
No, that is very, very true.
Is there something happening there, Danny, behind you? Did I see? Do
you want to commit to it?
Oh, I'm on the wrong podcast. Sorry, lads.
Danny's Sheffield Wednesday sporting friend. If anybody ever like to collectively boo at your speaker screen, you can do now.
Are they looking for a ticket? That's Wednesday. Looking for new podcast members.
Yeah, for you, mate. You know, the signing over mix from Rotheham. So, you know, the offers there, 10 grand a week. You know,
bearing in mind what I said about them taking on our scrap and all, it's probably about right.
Yeah. Where John Morell says that it'd be interesting to see how Cohen Bramall gets on. Birmingham had John Morell's Birmingham fan. I didn't know a few years ago. Was good going forward. Couldn't defend for Toffee. I guess he improved that. Steve Cooper says that Cohen Bramall rinsed us at New York State last season. Yeah, he did. And to be fair to him, from a defensive point of view, Mick, he kept Chio quite quiet. Not all game, but when Bramall was marking Chio, it then made things very, very difficult for Chio, didn't it?
It kind of nullified Chio's pace a little bit. You know, Chio's obviously main strength, or one of his main strengths. He's got many, but is his pace. And he kind of struggled against Lincoln, both home and away for me. With Bramall, so he's obviously a quick lad. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how his defending is. Clearly, you know, he's been around the block a few times since he was down there with Birmingham. So that clearly will have been worked on by whichever clubs he's been with, and hopefully his defending is a little bit more on point now. But I love this idea of pace on both wings. I really do like it. And we've got some through the middle with the likes of Wilesy as well, because he can shift a bit. So yeah, good. It's all good.
Yeah. The question is his name Bramall or Bramall? We should call him Bramall, Mick. What are we going with?
Yeah. I have no idea. We'll call him Bramble, like Bramble Lane. Same, spelled the same way.
No, there's this Bramall.
Oh, right.
So it's Bramall.
So it's Bramall.
Well, that makes it Bramble. It's Cohen
But how is
Bramall.
Bramall spelled? How is Bramall spelled?
Well, Bramall's not a word.
It's got an H in it, Bramhall. Are we having this conversation live at the moment, or is this?
We get complaints on Dennis
Bramhall.
pronunciations sometimes, so we need to make sure we get it right.
No, I'm not getting done for this one. I'm sticking with Mix, and it's Bramall. It's Cohen Bramall.
Yeah, I like it.
We've got Cohen Bramall. He's on the wing. There you go. I'm at first.
Race Medley points out that Ben Purrington, and we don't have to ex-Miller, Ben Purrington's gone to Scotland. Probably turned down Sheffield Wednesday.
Not a good one.
Former Rotherham player turning down Sheffield Wednesday. That's crazy. That doesn't happen. Anyway, moving on. For squad numbers, let's have a quick chat on squad numbers. Like Ben mentioned, sort of headlines are that Cohen Bramall has taken number 3. Tom Eaves has taken the number 9 shirt, well, which maybe takes away Will Grigg coming back. 7 and 10 are the sort of the key numbers that are left untaken. Ben, are you going to tell me you could not care less?
Yeah. Players take whatever number they want, don't they? Sometimes numbers mean something to the players, sometimes they don't. I couldn't care less. It's interesting that 7 and 10 aren't usually taken because they're usually very popular numbers. I know you said
couldn't care less, then, so it's interesting.
Well, it's not interesting, is it? That's a strong word.
I think
I noticed that 7 and I noticed that 7 and 10 weren't taken.
Okay.
You're saying it's significant, Ben?
No, because I don't know if you know this, but I don't think numbers improve performance. I'm not too sure though. You'd have to check with a sports scientist.
Can I just ask a question on this? Obviously, we all know that you play American football. You play for Sheffield Giants. What's your number at Sheffield Giants?
86.
Right. Okay. So, subsequent to playing at Sheffield Giants, you went to the NFL Academy. What's your number at the NFL Academy, Ben?
86.
All right. Okay. No significance in the fact that.
Yeah, there is. But not to anyone else.
All right. Okay.
For a fan, it's irrelevant. I remember saying 2 minutes ago that sometimes for players it's significant what number they are, and sometimes it's not. As a fan, I couldn't care less what number you are.
Right.
Unless you're 86.
Just asking.
Why 86, Ben?
Why not? I don't know. It's a good number, isn't it?
It's significant to him, but it's just.
It's not significant to me. It's just the number I am, isn't it?
Anyway, we're bambling. I like it, and I like seeing the old school numbers, number 7, the number 9, number 10. They're exciting numbers to me. The number 9 shirt hasn't been the luckiest in a Rotherham shirt in quite a while. Will Grigg is the first one to score in a number 9 shirt in a long time. It's not been the most prolific since probably Alan Lee, to be honest with you. That's how long ago that number 9 shirt's been useful. But it's still interesting for me.
Was Danny Ward number 9 as well?
You might be right. You might have just corrected.
I thought it was 10.
Very good.
I mean, I think he was number 9 in the championship just before he went to Huddersfield, I think.
We'll find out.
But yeah, but like Ben says, in the modern game, there isn't much significance in football shirts. You know, Cohen Bramall taking number 3, but we know he's more of a wing back rather than a left back himself. Tommy taking number 9, I think that's just more preference more than anything. Still a little bit interesting that 7 and 10 haven't been taken purely because they are popular numbers. And I think Georgie Kelly taking number 12 as a standard because that is his favourite number. That was his number at Bowes as well. Same with Peter Chioso taking 30. That was his number at Luton. I think the interesting one is Jay Cullen moving all the way down to 25 because I believe it was 35 before. So I think that's more of a step close to the first team for him with that step down in a number, and then obviously Josh Chapman moving because Chioso was taking number 30. But other than that, really, it's as you were, which especially with Ben Wiles and his little bit of interest from Burnley, I think because he's obviously we've had to allocate him a number 8 number, but because he's been so keen on sticking with the club and mucking in effectively. I personally can't see him going anywhere. Personally, there have been rumours about Burnley signing someone from another championship team to fill in that gap, so they may have shifted their interest elsewhere, which would be quite fun for us. But yeah, I think if squad numbers had come out when it was actual squad numbers and not like when it was positional numbers, sorry, and not squad numbers, it would be very, very interesting to analyse, like who's got number 3, who's got the number 4, who's got the inside forward position, sort of thing. Whereas now you sort of get a rough idea of where they're all playing and who's lining up where. But for us, we can look at that list and go, we know who's probably going to be starting out of that list, and they're not all 1 to 11.
Yeah.
But Victor keeping number 1, I think, is very significant. Probably because he may be tilting slightly towards starting goalkeeper, or the fact that Josh Vickers really likes number 31. But we'll have to wait and see with that one for me.
Yeah. AJK says Danny Ward wore number 9. Yes, he did. Henry Cobb says Revs was number 9. Yes, Revs was number 9, but I would argue scoring 28 goals and 150 appearances isn't exactly prolific. I accept that he scored 2 very, very important goals. I'll take that one. But I can't take him as prolific.
He scored in the Preston semi-final as well, away.
He scored in the first leg against Preston. Yes, he did. All right.
Yes, he did, yeah.
He scored 25 other ones, Ben, as well. I'm trying to go through all them and all.
No.
But yeah, I can't accept him as prolific, but I'll take Danny Ward. I think he had a 15-goal season, something like that at some point. Will Roebuck says, is number 7 left mid or central midfielder?
Neither.
There, isn't Carver took it once, didn't he?
No. Number 7 is a right winger. That's it. End of story. I'm not up for the
Ronaldo's not a left winger, isn't he?
Yeah, Ronaldo was 7 and played on the left wing, though, didn't he? But he's the one.
I'm not interested. Yeah, but number 7 is a right winger. Traditionally, if you're going for by tradition, you know, number 9 is your centre forward, number 11 is your left winger, number 7 is your right winger. That's how it goes.
But let's be fair, numbers don't have out to do with price of keepers, do they? So
that's twice he's got it in.
Fair comment.
Damien Dunkley says, any more rumours doing the rounds of the last couple of days? Again, Danny, I haven't heard any names, but I will say, as I think Paul once said pre-Parkgate, that was hoping 2 players would join them in Croatia on Monday or Tuesday. No, I haven't heard any further news. Have you heard any rumblings?
I have heard things that I'm not allowed to talk about because they are still in the works at the moment. All I'll say is it's exploring the loan market because that is just starting to come to the front of everyone's mind now.
Reg.
Probably not with Reg, unless there is a little bit of movement elsewhere and we could potentially finesse a deal to get Reg, but I wouldn't hold my breath with getting Reg back, in all honesty. But all I'll say, it wouldn't be the first time that we've brought in people whilst we've been away on training camps. I believe it happened a couple summers ago. I can't remember who it was exactly. I think it's when we went out to Austria, that's the
Austria,
yeah, we went out to Austria, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we've signed such and such. It's like, and they were flying out to join us for like 3 days, which is like, right, down. So that could happen, or it could be the case of we sign him and they link back up with the squad after they're back from Croatia. But yeah, I did hear rumblings of 1, maybe 2 before the Parkgate game. We got the 1 with Cohen Bramall, so there is the question mark over that second one. As we've seen on Twitter, there is the rumour that we're after Goods from Brentford. That will probably be a loan, like he went on loan to Sheffield United and only played twice, which is quite unfortunate for him. There is a little bit of an interest with the guy at Middlesbrough, although that's looking more and more untrue as I keep hearing things. But I will link it back to one transfer that I said way back a few episodes ago, which is Marlon Fozzie from Brentford. That has raised its head again. Probably a loan this time, not a permanent, but that's potentially in the works as well. So we could be seeing 2 loans from Brentford, which would be quite interesting for us. And I have heard a smattering of others in the loan market that I'm not quite allowed to talk about yet. But other than that, it's quiet in terms of substantial rumours, but behind the scenes stuff, it is moving very quickly. But more of a case of if such and such goes to so and so, then they'll move for one of our players, and then we have to move somebody else to cover that player. Well, that's not happening if X and Y happens. It's all getting complicated now because it's all about loan markets and stuff. But as it stands, potentially 1 whilst we're in Croatia. but that one potentially, we'll see.
Yeah. Did you mean Did you mean Fosu from Brentford? Not Fosu.
I've heard Fozzie from Brentford, the forward.
From Fulham. Oh,
No.
So not the Fulham guy, right? I know you mean.
Yeah, not the Fulham guy, the Brentford guy.
Okay.
The guy who's turned out for, is it Finland? That moment?
Fours,
that's it. Fours. I do apologise. Fours, that's the one. Marcus Fours, that's it. I do apologise. I'm getting my players mixed up.
I like. We've talked about him before. Charlie Good would be a very good signing. I think it fits the bill of having a giant throw as well, which works. And played a lot. I think I'm right saying played a lot of the season when Brentford got promoted, so he's got pedigree in the Championship as well. I would be happy with that. And it fills the box for centre back, doesn't it? Which we need, Mick. Thanks, Mick.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I don't know. The audio listeners can't see you nodding. Is the problem?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm miles away.
So I can't hear you nodding.
I weren't paying attention.
Okay, that's
By way of a
surprising.
change.
AJ KOC says, "Can we talk about the third kit?" We also have something on here from somebody else that says if Mick says he doesn't like the kit, they are going to unsubscribe. AJ says Mick doesn't like it, he's unsubscribing. Mick, third kit. You didn't like the first kit to start with, though that's good on you. You didn't like the second kit. Third kit.
Yeah, the second kit's growing on me as well now.
Oh, right, okay. Third kit.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon, what?
Third kit. What do you think about the third kit?
I don't know, mate. I don't know what I think about it. I'll reserve judgment until I see it in the flesh. It's going to be one of those kits, in my view, that dates incredibly quickly. It's gonna be outdated and out of any form of anything by halfway through the season for me. I don't want to lose as a subscriber. That's the only reason I'm talking like this. I'm trying to be as diplomatic. I don't like it. I'm sorry, fella. Don't unsubscribe, please.
Okay, that's one for the negative. Ben.
It's all right. I like the idea that they've let your daughter design it, Matt. I do like that idea. But,
wow. Is anybody else at Rotheham United upset? Because you've upset 3 or 4 players, you upset the design guy. Anybody else?
Ben, for me tonight, or what?
Listen, it's all right. It's all right. I won't buy it, but it's all right. I've seen worse. I've seen better. That's all. It is what it is, and it's third kit. No, do we even use the third kit anyway?
Yeah. Don't know why.
Why? I don't get why. I don't get why it's white. Because if a team plays in white, then we can't wear the home kit or the third kit, right? So what's the point in having the third kit in white?
Ben, you don't know that yellow.
If it has white sleeves, the home kit has white sleeves, doesn't it?
Yeah, the sleeves aren't important anymore.
Oh, I thought you couldn't wear the same kit if they have both white sleeves. Oh, right.
My question about this third kit as well is: are the shorts and socks the same design?
I think they're black shorts.
They'll be black, won't they?
I think they're black.
Okay.
I don't know that, to be honest with you.
Do they have white and red spots on them for black shorts and socks? I'm only asking. I don't know.
Ask Matt's daughter.
Unbelievable, Ben. Absolutely unbelievable. There's no pictures with shorts on, Mick, so that might be a good question.
No, fair enough.
I assume they just be plain black.
I suspect they may have the same kit. So what they did a couple of years ago was they had different away shirts, but the shorts and socks were the same. Can't remember which kit it were now. So I think the yellow top has black shorts. I think I'm right in saying.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. The away kit's full yellow.
Well, that's we don't love that idea, then, isn't it?
They surely have to be black shorts and black socks because that's the only really one that fits. Because
you can't go white again, can you?
Yeah, because it's the only one that makes sense because the only two that are interchangeable is away and third this season because we've got different sponsors. It's not the same sponsor, but a sister company. So if we've got black shirts and black socks, that's very interchangeable with the away kit, and maybe not vice versa. Like you imagine white and yellow, and then yellow. That's a bit iffy. That, but I do hope they are black and black, because for me, if it's the white shirt with the polka dots and then black and black, I think it looks nice. I really, really do. Because from a distance, it looks white. It looks white and black. Which, by the way, I called on the podcast. By the way, I think the third kit's going to be white with black trim. I didn't specify what sort of black trim, by the way. But I think it looks nice. We've got a nice home kit celebrating New York Stadium, a reimagining of the classic kit, which looks very nice, and then more of your modern rendition. So I think we've done well this season. I might be in the minority thinking that, but I'm going to try and buy all three.
I agree. I completely agree, Danny. I think they've done a really good job. Makes a miserable kit, so he's not going to buy them anyways. Theo Lewis says it looks like my dad's painting top. Harsh. Very harsh. Yeah, I think we are just about done.
I've got one more thing. I know it's in the comments somewhere. Something about, I don't know, was it Ikpiezu or something? And someone commented. Ikpiezu, Christ, I'd rather Mick up top. I wouldn't underestimate Mick. I'm not too sure he can correct me on this, but at the famous Christmas Day game between England and Germany, he scored a hat-trick, I think. So I wouldn't underestimate him up top.
I took my boots on Saturday. They told me to get stuff. So on Friday, sorry, they told me to get lost.
I think the best thing we can do in this situation, especially about Ikpiezu, right, and also replacing Michael Smith as a striker, is by saying I scored more goals than Michael Smith did on Saturday. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Against a better opposition, probably as well.
Yeah, probably.
I think we are just about done. Unless there's anything else we need to talk about or missed, I think we've covered everything. This is the mistake we had by not putting a proper running order together to sort of tick stuff off.
I think if the only thing to add, if anybody gets a spare 5 minutes, get yourselves down to New York and go and have a look at that pop-up exhibition, because it's well worth going. And some of the artwork down there, some of it is fantastic. Really, really good.
There's one which we can mention it now because you've got to see it. But there's somebody done a painting or picture of Millmore in the foreground and sort of New York Stadium almost built on top of it, and it looks amazing. The picture looks amazing. It does.
And there's a picture in there. So a couple of people have mentioned it in the comments there. We talked about number 7. There's a picture of the best ever player to wear the Rotheham United number 7 shirt, which will make your hairs stand on end if you remember him. Absolutely a fantastic photograph.
Kieran Sadler.
Tony Towner.
Not Kieran Sadler. Okay.
Not Kieran Sadler, no. Nice try, though. Those two images, bearing in mind, there's some absolutely fantastic stuff in there as well, so definitely worth a trip.
John Taylor? That's harsh on John Taylor, that, Mick, to be honest. Poor John Taylor. Yeah. Poor League Two's John Taylor. Oh, poor John.
Listen, they'll get Championship football eventually.
Maybe not.
Maybe not Doncaster. If you haven't already watched the club have put out like an 8-minute video of Paul Ward's speech to the players tonight in Croatia. That's definitely worth a listen and watch. He talks about the sort of respect and the standards they set and what the badge means to him and things such as that. I haven't watched that. I'm sure most people have, but it's just on the Rotheham United Twitter account. Go on, it's literally like 8 minutes. But yeah, it's just Paul Ward. We love Paul Ward. Love him even more. I don't understand how it works, but you just see him talk about Rotheham United a bit more, and I just like him a bit more. It shouldn't be possible, really, but it is. And we should give a shout out to the Tony Towney trio, Mick. Have you seen the band on Twitter? The Tony Towney trio. We've done a song for the St. George's Day. If you got that on Twitter, just search Tony Towney trio. I think they might be on Spotify, iTunes, actually. Give that a go, and we'll go from there. So there we go. Thank you all for watching and listening. Please subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. We're 649, I think, on YouTube. So again, if you're one of those people that haven't subscribed yet, go over. Oh, we're on 650. Never mind. Subscribe anyway. So we'll see how I can get. We want to hit 1,000 at some point in this season. We're not far off. Got up short in the last couple of weeks. So thank you all who have subscribed on YouTube. We will be back on Thursday evening for potentially a couple of signings. Potentially talk about the Fleetwood game if we'll be able to watch it. We'll look ahead to players coming back at some point as well, whenever that may be. Yeah, we did the sort of test run of a post-match instant reaction thing at Parkgate. We didn't put it out because it was like a minute long, but that's something we'll probably look to doing at certainly home games. And put that on YouTube as a shorter episode type thing. And Danny's already mentioned he'll be continuing the vlog for the season ahead to come. So it's exciting. What, we're 4 weeks off season starting? It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yes, come on.
Yeah, subscribe, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, 5-star rated, all that stuff. Mick, it's been a pleasure to have you with us. You've not been the grumpy one today. Makes a change.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm chilled out. I've spent my afternoon enjoying myself watching Silverstone crowd booing Max Verstappen. It's just been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. I did it myself. I looked a bit of an idiot.
He's not a petty man, is he, Mick? Ben, you have been Mr. Grumpy today.
I haven't, but yeah. I haven't. I've just been. It's all tongue in cheek, and well, some of it is.
I've seen you earlier today. You've been Mr. Grumpy all day.
I haven't.
So let's move on. Danny's brought the mood up with his sombrero. It's very nice to see it, Danny.
No worries at all. I thought I'd be Mr. Grumpy with the project I've been doing today and how shocking the buses are in South Yorkshire. But sombrero has changed it. Happy days.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you all for watching, listening, however you're doing this, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Credits on 1-on-1. The credit finish shoot. Can they go shot?